Live from Southwest Florida's news source, this is Fox 4 News at 11.
And then there was just random people stopping and helping people and picking people up off the ground.
He said, "I've got you," and it's just truly incredible. A stranger, jumping over me to protect me.
This healing process is going to take time, but we have to remember that we are all in this together as a country.
When we give in to these people, these crazy people, they win, and we can't let them win.
Can't let them win. A lot of people showing that tonight. And tonight we're getting our first look inside the hotel room where the Las Vegas shooter gunned down 59 people and was found dead himself. I'm Patrick Nolan.
And I'm Amy Wegman. Police found his body surrounded by weapons and ammunition. I do want to warn you, the images you're about to see are graphic. 4 in Your Corner's Omar Jimenez in Las Vegas tonight with the latest on this investigation.
The man behind the massacre in Las Vegas accumulated weapons for more than 20 years. That's according to law enforcement officials. Inside his hotel room, investigators found 23 weapons. Police also say the gunman set up cameras inside and outside the Vegas suite.
The fact that he had the type of weaponry and amount of weaponry in that room, it was pre-planned extensively.
Investigators say the gunman had at least 19 more weapons and thousands of rounds of ammo at his home. In his car, several pounds of a fertilizer that can be used to make bombs.
The world has changed, and who would have ever imagined this situation? I couldn't imagine it.
Police are still trying to determine what drove a retired accountant to commit the deadliest shooting in modern American history.
For this individual to take it upon himself to create this chaos and harm is unspeakable.
As we learn more about the dozens of people who died, we're hearing heroic stories from those who survived.
I don't know his name. I can barely remember what he looked like, but he completely covered me. He covered my face. He said, "I've got you." It's just truly incredible. A stranger, jumping over me to protect me.
If the guy that helped me is watching, I really just want to tell him how grateful I am for basically saving my life.
In Las Vegas, I'm Omar Jimenez reporting.
And with images of that shooter taking aim at people in an outdoor venue, a country concert, fresh in our minds, some locals are now wondering about the next big outdoor event in our community in Southwest Florida. The Southwest Florida Pride Festival is scheduled to happen at Alliance for the Arts in Fort Myers on Saturday. The president of Southwest Florida Pride says last year's event happened months after the Pulse shooting and had triple the amount of security, and this year there will be even more.
The event will be fully closed off. There will be an entrance area. Everybody walking into the event will need to go through a bag check.
More Fort Myers police officers and a bigger private security team will be at this weekend's festival to make sure that everybody feels safe. Despite the tragedy in Las Vegas, organizers are still expecting a huge crowd at Pride. More than 6,000 people are expected at Saturday's event.
In an active shooter situation like this one that happened in Las Vegas, firefighters and paramedics, they have to first protect their own lives so that they can protect yours.
Tonight, 4 in Your Corner's Lisa Greenberg explaining how first responders here in Florida are getting the gear to protect you.
As bullets flew from the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay Hotel, thousands of people were seen running away. But first responders ran right into the heart of the chaos. Police officers have always worn armored vests and bulletproof helmets, but on that terrifying night in Las Vegas, firefighters were among those first responders, also in that life-saving gear.
It seems like they were well prepared.
And firefighters in St. Lucie County, Florida, are getting prepared too.
We have ballistic helmets.
9 of them. Captain William Garrigan says the county bought them after the Pulse nightclub shooting.
One size fits all.
And bulletproof vests, with more on the way.
There's actually been times where our trucks have gotten shot at.
Which is why gear like this is now becoming standard equipment.
It's unfortunate that we have to have this conversation.
Chief William Schobel in Martin County, Florida says he wants bulletproof vests on every truck. pointing to what happened in Vegas as one reason why.
Several years ago, we started looking at this just as a trend.
Here in Southwest Florida, tactical gear like this is already being used by some agencies like South Trail Fire Department, at least in some capacity. Other agencies like the Punta Gorda Fire Department say introducing the gear is being discussed. And some, like Bonita Springs Fire Rescue, have it in their budget to purchase some and are working out those details. But firefighters say gear like this is gear they hope to never have to use.
We would much rather be going into a fire than this type of situation.
Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4 in your corner.
Now, Lisa did call around to several other agencies. The one she spoke with declined to comment on this story, saying it was for the protection of their first responders.
Happening now on Fox 4 News, a live look at Storm Shield 4 Doppler radar. Things are busy in the tropics, and we are keeping our eyes on this tropical disturbance in the Caribbean.
Chief Meteorologist Derek Beasley joining us now with more on this one. Hey, Derek.
Hey, guys. We were expecting some development the first couple of weeks of October, and it looks like right on schedule we're seeing that now. This is the new Invest here, Invest 90L, which is developing in the Southwest Caribbean. Broad area of low pressure. The hurricane hunters may go and check this thing out tomorrow, depending on how organized it looks through the night and tomorrow. But the Hurricane Center giving it a 70% chance of development over the next 5 days. Now, it looks like the latest computer model forecast tracks keep this west of the peninsula. If anything, with this track, if it does happen to organize, the worst that we would see here in Southwest Florida would be some extra chances for rain and perhaps the possibility of some heavier rain with some of the showers and storms. But it looks like we could be looking at the possibility of the northern Gulf Coast, maybe even as far east as the Panhandle, and maybe even the Big Bend area that could be dealing with this thing here by the latter part of the weekend, early next week. So we'll keep an eye on it, and we'll have your latest forecast here for the rest of the week and the weekend coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Derek. 4 in your corner, bringing you the results from tonight's primary elections in Fort Myers and Cape Coral. Here's a look at the numbers. Randy Henderson will stay the mayor of Fort Myers. He's been the mayor since 2009. He got 70% of the vote tonight, more than enough to avoid a runoff. Challengers Curtis Sherd and Nicole Dillon each getting less than 20%.
And in Cape Coral, the top two vote getters in the mayoral primary are heading to the general election in November. They're Joe Coviello, who received 31% of the vote, and Michael Hollow, who got 18%. They beat out 5 other candidates in the race for mayor in Cape Coral. 4 in your corner, speaking with Hollow and Coviello tonight, we asked them what they want to do to make Cape Coral work for you. Coviello says if he is elected in November, he'll reduce the size of local government, while former Lee County Sheriff's Lieutenant Michael Hollow says he wants to keep people safe.
We need to make sure that everyone that has decided or opted to call Cape Coral home, A, wants to continue, B, that they're safe.
I see ways we can cut things, help reduce some taxes potentially, and create some of those public-private partnerships that bring more money into the general fund.
All right, so in November, you will head to the polls to vote for either Coviello or Hollow. They will succeed in Marnie Sawicki, the current mayor of Cape Coral. She did not want to run for a second term.
President Trump will go to Las Vegas tomorrow, but he spent much of today in another area in the U.S. that's coping with catastrophe, this one produced by nature. The president speaking with officials and citizens in Puerto Rico 2 weeks after Hurricane Maria devastated the island. While he was there, he gave a lot of praise to the federal relief efforts.
I think that the job of the first responders has been something like I've never seen before.
The president also spending time meeting with a lot of people in the Guaynabo neighborhood of San Juan. Then he went to a local church where he joined in a few selfies and helped hand out some daily necessities that have been in short supply ever since the hurricanes hit.
Heroic actions, and they're all caught on camera.
I'm dying. I'm at Sunrise Hospital. Hang tight, bud. We're going to get you there.
You can hear how a Good Samaritan made a difference in the middle of all of the violence going down in Vegas.
A mysterious disappearance at a handicapped parking spot in a Southwest Florida hotel. The clue that could indicate what happened to a big pickup truck.
But first, 4 in your corner getting answers tonight for a mom who feels her son's school left her out of the loop after her school bus was involved in a crash. You're watching Fox 4 News at 11.
The weather is something that I've always been interested in, so even if I weren't in television, I'd be doing something weather related. And it just so happens that I have a profession where I get paid to forecast weather and tell people about it. That's a blessing in itself. That's really what drives me.
Help the Harry Chapin Food Bank recover, rebuild, and restore. Go to fox4now.com/give.
With all its mouth-watering flavors, delicious combinations and unique ingredients, this dish looks complicated. That is, until you see how it starts. Just choose your seafood, choose your flavor, and pop it in the oven. Publix Seafood Cook-In Bag Dinners. They're simple, complete, and completely delicious. Publix, where shopping is a pleasure.
I'm really gonna miss this house. I love it. Wait till you see the master. I love it. I think we lost your wife. I love you. Sing it to the moon, sing it to the stars, the whole wide world. I'm telling you 'cause I love you. I got it at City.
Right now, City Furniture will give you no interest for 24 months and same-day delivery. Why? So everyone can live like this.
I won big with the Week for Life scratch-off game from the Florida Lottery, and I get paid $10,000 a week every week for the rest of my life. So I'm freezing myself to live longer. Gotta protect my investment, right? Which is me being alive.
Why is it gonna be freezing out here too?
What? Why does it have to be freezing out here? Because science!
The new $10,000 a week for life scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. Get paid for as long as you live. That's Winfinity.
Call the mortgage experts at Capital Bank, a Fox 4 home expert. Fiesta Pebble. Make your dream home come true, a Fox 4 home expert.
I got my chance to chase my first hurricane in October 2002, and that was Hurricane Lily in southern Louisiana. And I've experienced several significant storms since then. Hurricane Isabel in 2003, Hurricane Ivan in 2004, Katrina in 2005, also Hurricane Irene just a few years ago. Especially when you cover hurricanes, if you cover severe weather, if you've actually experienced it yourself, if you've lived through it, it makes all the difference. We're Fox 4, and we're in your corner.
Tonight, a local mom wants to know why she was never notified, that her son's school bus was involved in an accident. She tells 4 in Your Corner that her son's bus got hit yesterday on the way to Alva Middle School, and she claims the school did not call or email her. Instead, she says she found out about it from her son when he got home hours later.
Something I should have known firsthand and been able to make a judgment call first thing in the morning as to whether I wanted to go get him and bring him home to just make sure he's okay, or even just to speak with him and say, hey, are you okay? What's wrong? And have the peace of mind as a parent that my child is in fact okay.
So we wanted to get some answers for her. 4 in Your Corner found out the school district's policy does require the district to get in touch with parents, and they say an email and robocall were sent out. It is possible her contact information, they say, was not up to date. As for the crash, several staff members were on scene to make sure students were okay.
A former police officer trying to pick up his friend from the airport, finding himself in the middle of the Las Vegas shooting.
My intent was to make sure this guy was conscious and that he could maintain a conversation back and forth.
You are going to hear more of that amazing conversation back and forth in just a bit. What he did to get that victim to the hospital. Also, racy, lacy, and rude. Thieves stealing from a local Victoria's Secret right in front of an employee. And it's what they did next that may have you talking about what's going on. It's still ahead on Fox 4 News at 11. But first, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Eric Beasley.
And Patrick, we're tracking the tropics and rain chances for tomorrow. Your forecast.
A good morning is about to become a great morning.
With Fox 4 Morning News.
We're expanding, adding more time and more resources to cover mornings like never before.
When the other guys are in network morning shows, only Fox 4 has continuous local news coverage for Southwest Florida.
Your community, your backyard, in your corner with the local news, weather, and traffic you need to start your day.
It's Fox 4 Morning News.
Now weekdays 4:30 to 9.
This could be you. That's right, Florida. This could be you. We extended this promotion in the month of October at the Barcelo 5-star resort on every Lisa purchase at any Facillo store. Look at these people having cocktails, relaxing, getting ready for dinner tonight. This is what it's all about when we shop Facillo. Huge.
Now's the right time to make stylish upgrades at Haverty's Furniture. Through October 9th, save up to $1,000 in bonus discounts and take advantage of no interest for 36 months. Find pieces with a personality bold enough to match your own. With Haverty's, your home can be perfect, even when life isn't.
We're early.
Hurry Hurry in now to save up to $1,000 in bonus discounts at Haverty's. Life looks good.
Are you hiring great people?
I get more talented people through the door through Indeed than any other job search that I use.
Indeed delivers 6 times more hires than any other job site. Post a job in minutes, and Indeed will help you zero in on just the right candidates. Plus, there are no upfront costs or long-term contracts.
Nothing has ever been this easy, this simple, and this effective.
Post a job for free, and we'll even give you a $50 credit for a premium placement. Search for greatness. Indeed, the world's #1 job site.
Extended 1 more month. That's right, Florida. All over the state, every Facillo Kia store you go in, we extended it at the beautiful 5-star Barcelo. Don't miss the opportunity. 6 nights with every purchase or lease. You're not going to want to miss the trip. Last year was unbelievable. It's huge.
It's Tuesday, October 3rd, and time for your Florida Lottery, Lucky Money, and Fantasy 5 games. I'm Michelle Isles. Now let's play Lucky Money. Match all 4 balls and the lucky ball, and you could win $1.7 million. Now tonight's winning numbers are 47, 23, 34, and 24. Your lucky ball number tonight is 3. Now let's play Fantasy 5, where you could win hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tonight's winning Fantasy 5 numbers are 16, 10, 28, 25, and 9. Now once again, tonight's lucky money numbers are 47, 23, 34, and 24. Your lucky ball number is 3, and tonight's winning Fantasy 5 numbers are 16, 10, 28, 25, and 9. Good night.
Live from Southwest Florida's news source, news with Patrick Nolan, Amy Wegman, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Derek Beasley. This is Fox 4 News at 11.
Tonight, we're bringing you more of some incredible stories about people rushing in to help those in need during the Las Vegas mass shooting.
And tonight, we're hearing from one man who found himself in the middle of the shooting scene, and his heroic efforts were all caught on his dash cam. Dash cam rolling. It's just after 10 o'clock, and retired police officer Philip Riddle is trying to pick up his friend at the airport, but instead, he comes across a gruesome scene.
I see people limping across the street, people carrying people across the street.
Philip was in his Jaguar convertible, 2 seats, that's it. His dash camera installed just last week, and now he was in a sea of people in need.
What the hell happened? We need cars. We need cars. I'm loading right here. What the hell happened? Have you got a victim?
Yeah, but we got no room for
I can take a small person.
A second later, his dash cam capturing a man carried in a wheelbarrow. He was loaded into Philip's front seat. He'd been shot twice.
My intent was to make sure this guy was conscious and that he could maintain a conversation back and forth.
This former officer kept his wits about him, getting behind an ambulance on the way to the hospital.
I'm dying. I'm at Sunrise Hospital. Hang tight, bud. We're gonna get you there. Stop, 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 stop.
I flashed my lights, honked my horn, and they allowed us to go through.
Philip says cop training kicked in and he got his injured passenger to the hospital.
The only thing I felt really bad about is that I didn't take my larger 4-door car and have room to take more victims to the hospital.
He said his passenger couldn't contact his girlfriend and he didn't get his name. This veteran says he did what he had to do because it was the right thing to do. And Philip says that his friend's flight was diverted to Phoenix during the height of the chaos and confusion. Eventually, he did make it back home.
A 72-year-old woman in Southwest Florida landing behind bars. She's accused of pushing an 81-year-old man to the ground. The man told Lee County Sheriff's deputies that Donna Patterson did this at the Lehigh Acres home they shared yesterday. He said that she pressed a flashlight to his chest, pushing him to the ground, and when he fell, he hit his right elbow on the floor and couldn't get up. He said that he asked Patterson to call investigators, but deputies say she didn't do it until 6 hours later. Patterson is now facing a battery on a person of older rather than 65 years old.
Well, deputies say a man parked his car at the Fort Myers Comfort Inn, and when he tried to leave the next day, it was gone. Lee County deputies say he parked his Ford F-350 in the handicap parking spot. It was right in front of the pool over the weekend. The next day, when he was getting ready to leave, he says his car was missing. Deputies say they saw shattered glass on the ground, and over the past few months, thieves have been targeting Ford F-350s at local hotels.
4 people making off with $3,000 worth of merchandise from the Victoria's Secret at Bell Tower Shops in South Fort Myers. An employee telling deputies that 1 man and 3 women went into the store yesterday, went to the pink section. The employee says she tried to talk to them, but they ignored her. Deputies say the group loaded up 4 shopping bags and left the store with more than $3,000 worth of merchandise. They were last seen running through the shopping center and leaving in a maroon Nissan Sentra. Taking a look at Storm Shield 4 Doppler radar right now on Fox 4 News at 11. A little bit of action right now.
Yeah, let's get over to our chief meteorologist, Derek Beasley, to see what's in store as you wake up tomorrow. Derek?
Well, guys, looks like we've got more of the same on the way here for tomorrow. More chances for rain in the forecast, more wind, and likely more clouds as well. So we're going to have to get used to this weather pattern as we're expecting more of the same here for Thursday as well, with chances for rain during the afternoon. And it looks like the chances on Thursday actually could be a little higher as a result of a little something that's brewing in the tropics. Right now, Storm Shield 4 Doppler, as you were just showing, basically showing just a few light showers lingering from the rain that we had earlier, and some of those downpours were actually pretty heavy. We had some pretty decent rain here at the station in the Cape. Now this is starting to move away. Still some rain in the Fort Myers area, also out towards areas south and east of LaBelle. But temperatures are in the 70s for most areas, and those winds out of the northeast at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Actually feeling pretty refreshing when you step outside. So tomorrow morning skies will be partly cloudy, mid 70s in the morning, and then we'll see a few more of those clouds moving in during the afternoon with a good chance for some showers developing across the region, moving from east to west, much like what we've been seeing. And that easterly flow is as a result of a big area of high pressure just off to our north. Notice how much drier it is to the north, and right under this thing, the weather has been very comfortable. The humidity's dropped off, but basically the pressure difference between the high and the lower pressure that is now over the Caribbean as a result of this tropical wave right here is what's causing the winds across our region. And this tropical wave continues to track westward. It'll move across South Florida by Thursday, and that should pick up our rain chances a little bit. The Hurricane Center giving it about a 10% chance of development over the next 48 hours, and the same thing for the next 5 days. In other words, there is no chance of this thing actually becoming anything of significance, but it will provide a little bit more rain here as we go into Thursday. Now, Invest 90, this is a different story. We're going to be watching this broad area of low pressure. We were talking for the past couple of weeks about the possibility of seeing something develop in the Caribbean in the month of October, and that's exactly what's happening. This is the area that we look for storms to develop this time of year. And the computer model forecast tracks, though, in agreement here, taking this thing up towards the Yucatan Peninsula and then eventually getting it into the Gulf here by this weekend. So we'll be watching to see how this thing evolves. It looks like most of the tracks, though, keeping it west of the peninsula. But depending on how close it gets to us, we could see a little bit more rain here across the area by this weekend. It looks like, though, the eventual track is probably going to be taking it up towards the northern Gulf Coast, maybe up towards the Florida Panhandle by Sunday into Monday as a tropical storm. So we'll keep our eyes on that. The next named storm would be Nate. Forecast for tomorrow, though, chances for rain will continue during the afternoon. So more of the same what we've been seeing. These spotty showers just kind of making their way across the region. Clouds and also wind. The winds will be gusting tomorrow 25 to 30 miles an hour. And it looks like on Thursday, those chances for rain going up with that tropical wave. Small craft advisory for tomorrow, seas 2 to 4 feet. And here's your 7-day forecast. Chance for rain going up on Thursday, and it looks like decent rain chances Friday into the weekend. We'll adjust those percentages based on what that area of disturbed weather in the Caribbean eventually does.
There seems to be a world record for everything, including the St. Bernard. That's now the world record holder for, do you want to guess? The world's longest dog tongue. It's next on Fox 4 News at 11. Help the Harry Chapin Food Bank recover, rebuild, and restore. Go to fox4now.com/give.
From concept to completion, Gold Coast Renovations is the perfect remodeler when reimagining your home. Visit our design gallery and let our designers help maximize space that best fits your lifestyle. Gold Coast Renovations. High standards with a solution for every budget.
You hurry up and fix my man, or we gonna have a problem.
They're gonna turn me into a monster.
You and me, cookie and Lucius forever.
This is your time. This is your path. Taking it one step at a time.
Enjoy the sneak preview. The final edition will be lethal. Let the games begin.
Empire at its new time tomorrow at 8, or watch anytime on demand or Fox Now.
Bonita Springs, Immokalee, Lehigh Acres, there are a lot of hard-hit areas looking for answers after Irma. Some people now are just getting their power back on and they're craving information. At Fox 4, we're in your corner weekday mornings with more local news than any other station in Southwest Florida.
A new place to find help if you've been impacted by Irma.
We're committed to telling your stories and getting you answers and information as we all recover and rebuild together. To us, that's what being in your corner is all about.
I won big with the Week for Life scratch-off game from the Florida Lottery, and I get paid $10,000 a week every week for the rest of my life. So I'm freezing myself to live longer. Gotta protect my investment, right? Which is me being alive.
Why is it gonna be freezing out here too?
What? Why does it have to be freezing out here? Because science!
The new $10,000 a week for life scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. Get paid for as long as you live. That's Winfinity.
It's Big Brands Bonus Month at Tire Kingdom. Save up to $200 on Goodyear, Michelin, Continental, Cooper, Nitto, and more. Plus, use your store credit card and receive a $50 mail-in rebate on purchases of $500 or more. Only at Tire Kingdom.
From concept to completion, Gold Coast Renovations is the perfect remodeler when reimagining your home. Visit our design gallery and let our designers help maximize space that best fits your lifestyle. Gold Coast Renovations. High standards with a solution for every budget.
Get it now at fox4now.com.
If you want it done right, Storm Smart, a Fox 4 home expert.
An 8-year-old St. Bernard named Mochi has been declared a world record holder for, can you guess? Yes, the longest tongue. Look at that thing. Ooh. Mochi is from Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Her tongue measures in at just over 7 inches.
She loves peanut butter so much that today we used peanut butter to help encourage her to stick her tongue out as much as we could, so she could show you the impressive length and how far she can lick up on her face.
Oh wow, well Mochi is breaking the previous record of 4.5 inches. Look at that thing. It was set by a Pekingese named Puggy.
Wow. That's almost like a snake-like tongue, you know what I mean?
It's really long.
Yeah. I've been told I have a wide tongue, but I've never been in a contest. There's never been any Guinness World Book of Records.
Constantly sticking it out at work.
Yeah, it's true. But I'll never do it again on live TV. I got
you.
some really bad feedback from a viewer one time when I tried that.
I promise.
I'll show it to you too. More news tomorrow starting at 5:30.